There is a moment in life when you start to feel it. It's not loud, it doesn't scream. It's quiet, steady, and persistent. It's not something you can explain to others. It's something you know within, a shift, a realization, a pull. Most ignore it, some deny it, but a few, they follow it. That feeling, my friend, is your soul aligning with your purpose. And when that happens, life starts speaking to you, not in noise, but in signs. And those signs don't always look the way we expect them to. They don't come with flashing lights or trumpets of applause. They arrive in the silence, in the struggle, in the moments when no one is watching. Today, I want to talk to you about those signs, so you can recognize them, honor them, and most of all, trust them. You see, the right path is rarely the easiest one. It's not paved with convenience. It doesn't offer certainty, but it does offer truth. And if you're walking it, the universe will let you know, not through comfort, but through transformation. And transformation is never gentle. It breaks you. It molds you. It remakes you into someone worthy of the dream you say you want. So if you're wondering, am I on the right path? Don't look at where you are. Look at what's happening to you. Look at how your spirit is evolving, how your mind is expanding, how your faith is being tested and strengthened. You will know you are on the right path when you start waking up with a sense of direction, not just physically, but spiritually. Even if your situation hasn't changed yet, something inside you has. You feel pulled towards something greater. You can't explain why, but you feel driven, not just to succeed, but to matter. You no longer want to just exist. You want to make a dent in the universe, and that fire, that desire to contribute, to build something real, something lasting, that is the first sign. That's purpose whispering to you. That's not random. That's not emotional hype. That's the signal. That's your spirit remembering why it was born. And when you start walking in that direction, the challenges will come, not to stop you, but to sculpt you. The right path doesn't eliminate problems. It redefines your relationship with them. Suddenly, resistance doesn't paralyze you. It activates you. You no longer view adversity as an enemy. You see it as a mentor. That shift is critical. Most people break at the first sign of difficulty. But when you're walking the path aligned with your calling, challenges feel different. They still hurt, but they don't destroy you. They deepen you. You start to understand that pressure builds power. That hardship doesn't mean failure. It means refinement. You no longer ask, why is this happening to me? You ask, what is this teaching me? And with each battle you face, you get stronger, not just externally, but internally. Your skin thickens, but your heart opens. You become more resilient, more focused, more prepared, not just to win, but to lead, to serve, to build. And as you continue on that journey, something strange begins to happen. You start attracting people who speak your language, even if they don't speak your dialect. You find people who see you, not just the version you show to the world, but the version you're becoming. These aren't accidental encounters. These are divine appointments. Mentors start to appear. Allies walk into your life. Not everyone stays, but the ones who do. They challenge you, sharpen you, elevate you. That's no accident. That's alignment. When your intentions are pure and your direction is clear, life begins to remove the irrelevant and replace it with the essential. Some old relationships fade, not because they were bad, but because they were built for an older version of you. Don't resist that. Growth demands evolution, and you cannot elevate your life while dragging dead weight from your past. So let it go. Let them go, and honor the new connections. Because those people, they're not just company, they're confirmation. But here's where it gets deep. As you grow, you'll become quieter. You won't need to prove yourself anymore. You'll stop performing for applause and start moving in silence. That doesn't mean you're hiding. It means you're focused. You're building in private. You're planting seeds the world can't see yet. You're no longer obsessed with being seen. You're obsessed with becoming. You begin to understand that elevation requires insulation. That silence is not emptiness, it's strategy. And in that quiet, your vision gets clearer, your energy strengthens, your mind sharpens. You stop needing attention. You start needing results. And those results, they don't come from noise. They come from discipline. They come from consistency. They come from the hours you put in when no one's clapping for you. That's where greatness is born. That's where destiny is forged. As you continue walking, you start to feel something you didn't expect: peace. Not because everything's perfect, but because you are finally in sync with your truth. There's a stillness within you, a calm that can't be shaken. You begin to smile for no reason. You laugh more but need less. You're no longer chasing. You're creating. You're no longer begging for opportunities. You're attracting them, not from arrogance, but from authenticity. That peace you feel, that's your reward for choosing alignment over approval, for choosing your soul over society. And when you walk with peace, you no longer need validation. You no longer fear rejection. You are free because you are finally being you, not the version they taught you to be, not the version you once pretended to be, but the version you were born to be. Now here's where many people fall off the path. When discomfort comes, they retreat, but you won't, because you understand this discomfort is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're growing. You see, you can't expand while clinging to comfort. Every version of your next level lives just beyond the edge of what's familiar. That awkwardness you feel, that uncertainty, that fear, that's proof you're not playing small anymore. That's growth happening in real time. And even though your knees might shake, your spirit stands tall. Because the right path isn't always the one that feels good. It's the one that does good. And sometimes that means stepping into the fire, not to burn, but to be forged. Because greatness has a cost, and that cost is comfort. But let me promise you this, the reward is far greater. And finally, the most powerful sign of all, you start trusting the process. You stop demanding guarantees. You no longer need to see the whole staircase. You just take the next step. Because something in you knows you are not walking this journey alone. You are being guided. You've stopped asking, will this work? And started declaring, this must work. That shift in belief, that is the moment you stop being a wanderer and become a warrior. You embrace uncertainty. You dance with the unknown. Because you finally realize it's not about what's at the end of the path. It's about who you're becoming on the way. And who you're becoming is not accidental. It is intentional. It is powerful. It is divine. So if you're feeling that fire in your belly, if you're meeting new challenges head on, if your circle is changing, your silence is growing, your peace is deepening, your discomfort is sharpening, and your faith is rising, know this: you are on the right path. Stay on it. Keep walking. Keep trusting. The destination is not somewhere you go. It's someone you become. You're not lost. You're rising. You're not behind. You're building. You're not stuck. You're being strengthened. You're on the right path. And the world is waiting for who you're about to become. There comes a point in your journey when you no longer wake up simply to go through the motions. There's a shift, subtle but undeniable. You rise not because you have to, but because something within you is calling. This pull can't be explained in words. It doesn't come from logic or calculation. It comes from the deepest part of you, the part that knows you were born for more. You begin to sense that every step you take has meaning. Every small action feels part of something bigger. You're no longer concerned with surface, level goals, or shallow recognition. You're not chasing trends, you're chasing truth. That purpose, that burning intention that won't let you rest, becomes your compass. It keeps whispering, you were made for this. Even when others don't understand your grind, even when the results haven't yet shown up, you keep going, not because it's easy, but because it feels right. There's a sacredness in your sweat now. There's a fire in your soul that doesn't need to be seen to be real. Purpose doesn't need an audience. It needs obedience. And you've chosen to obey that inner voice, that calling, that destiny. That's not weakness. That's the strongest step a human can take, to walk boldly in their own truth despite the world's confusion. And once you align with that inner purpose, life doesn't suddenly become easy. In fact, the path ahead often gets harder. But something unexpected happens. The challenges don't scare you anymore. They ignite you. You start seeing obstacles not as dead ends, but as invitations. Invitations to level up, to dig deeper, to become stronger. You stop whining about difficulty and begin welcoming it. Not because you enjoy struggle, but because you understand it serves you. You realize that pressure is not here to break you, but to build you. When a wall appears, you no longer retreat. You start looking for a way over it, under it, or straight through it. Your problems don't shrink, but your capacity does grow. And as that capacity grows, so does your belief. You no longer collapse under the weight of the world. You carry it. You lift it. You learn to thrive in the heat while others melt. This shift in mindset changes everything. Struggle becomes strategy, loss becomes lesson, pain becomes power. You don't wait for things to get easier. You become someone stronger than the challenge. And that evolution, that rise in your character, is the clearest sign that you're not just walking forward. You're walking in alignment with the best version of who you are meant to be. And in that evolution, as you rise and mature, you'll notice that your surroundings start shifting too. You begin meeting people who speak to your vision, not your insecurities. You encounter individuals who don't just support you. They challenge you, sharpen you, and remind you of who you are becoming. These people are not here to distract you. They are here to refine you. It's almost as if the universe has quietly removed what no longer serves you and replaced it with what accelerates you. And what's beautiful is that you don't need to search or chase. It flows to you. The right connections happen effortlessly. You meet those who understand your silence, respect your ambition, and believe in your unseen vision. They don't ask you to dim your light. They hand you more fire. And just as you attract them, you also begin to outgrow others. You realize some relationships belong to the version of you that was surviving, not thriving. And you don't carry bitterness. You carry gratitude for the lesson and courage to let go. Your energy becomes too expensive for anything less than truth. The alignment of people in your life becomes a mirror of the alignment within. You no longer need a crowd. You walk with a circle. And that circle becomes sacred. As that circle tightens and your vision sharpens, something profound happens. You begin to operate in silence, not out of fear, not out of secrecy, but out of power. You realize the most powerful moves are made in quiet rooms. You no longer feel the urge to explain yourself, defend yourself, or announce every step. You are too busy building. While others post, you prepare. While they talk, you train. You've learned that true mastery doesn't shout, it whispers. You understand that growth doesn't need applause, it needs consistency. So you keep your head down and your spirit high. You fall in love with discipline. You embrace the unseen hours. You stop chasing validation and start chasing results. And even though no one might see what you're building yet, you see it. And that's enough. Because when you emerge, you won't have to introduce yourself. Your results will speak louder than words. This quiet grind, this private evolution, is not a sign of hiding. It's the seed stage of greatness. And like all seeds, you grow beneath the surface before the world ever notices. Your roots are deep. Your focus is sharp. Your commitment is sacred. And that silence, that's your strength. In that silence, peace begins to bloom. Not the fragile peace that breaks with every opinion. No, this is different. This is inner peace. This is alignment. It doesn't come from getting everything right. It comes from knowing you're walking in your truth. You feel it in your breath, in your stillness, in the way you no longer react to nonsense. Your soul is no longer at war with itself. You're not perfect, but you're honest. You're not there yet, but you're not lost either. There's a sense of calm that doesn't depend on your circumstances. You're no longer chasing happiness, you're creating peace. And that peace, that internal stability, becomes your foundation. When others panic, you pause. When others complain, you reflect. You no longer feed every argument, attend every drama, or reply to every doubt. You're too centered for chaos now. You've learned that peace is more valuable than being right. That calm is more productive than noise. And this peace, this rare, internal silence, is your greatest indicator that you're aligned with your highest self. You don't need to yell to be heard. You don't need to fight to be seen. You're rooted. You're focused. You're rising with grace, with strength, and with unshakable calm. Yet, even with all that peace, there is still tension. Not the tension of stress, but the tension of stretching. You are uncomfortable not because you're failing, but because you're expanding. Growth lives on the edge of discomfort. And right now, you're living at that edge. You wake up with butterflies. You feel the weight of expectations. You doubt. You hesitate. But you move forward anyway. That's not weakness. That's strength. Real strength. The kind that keeps showing up even when your confidence doesn't. And as you navigate that discomfort, you begin to understand something powerful. Being uncomfortable is the price of becoming uncommon. Most people avoid this space. They seek safety. You seek greatness. You've made peace with fear, not because it's gone, but because it no longer controls you. Every day you step into uncertainty. Every day you do what others avoid. And each time you do, you prove something. You are not here to play small. You are here to evolve, to lead, to change. And yes, it hurts, but it's a beautiful pain, a productive pain. It's the kind that creates legends. You're not breaking down. You're breaking through. And that discomfort, that inner stretch, that's your destiny pulling you forward. And then comes the most divine sign of all. You begin to trust the journey, even when you don't have all the answers. You stop needing everything to make perfect sense. You release the obsession with controlling every outcome. And in that release, you rise. You begin to understand that not every path will be paved before you walk it. Some roads are created with your footsteps. You stop waiting for certainty and start walking with conviction. You don't just believe in your plan, you believe in yourself. That belief is born in the fire of failure and forged in the silence of solitude. But now, it's unshakable. You know deep down that your life is being guided, not by luck, not by chance, but by alignment. You don't rush the process. You trust the timing. You don't panic in the unknown. You prepare. You stop asking, will it work? And start declaring, I will make it work. You're no longer a victim of delay. You become a master of patience. You no longer measure your success by what you have. You measure it by who you're becoming. And because you trust the process, you're no longer easily moved by setbacks, rejection, or delay. You've learned the difference between failure and feedback. You've learned that what's meant for you will never be lost if you keep showing up with faith, with focus, and with fire. That trust, that inner certainty, is what keeps your vision alive when the world tries to suffocate it. That faith is not naive. It's not blind. It's earned. Earned through endurance, through persistence, through unwavering commitment to becoming the person your future demands. That trust is the final sign and the rarest. So if you feel a deep sense of purpose burning inside you, if you're facing challenges head on and refusing to back down, if the right people are finding you, not by coincidence but by alignment, if you're growing silently, building privately, preparing without applause, if peace is replacing panic, if discomfort is becoming your proving ground, and if you're starting to walk by faith instead of fear, then know this, with every fiber of your being, you are not lost. You are not late, you're not broken. You, my friend, are on the right path. Don't doubt the signals just because the scenery isn't familiar. Growth is not always glamorous. Elevation often feels like isolation, but what you're building isn't for the faint-hearted. It's for those bold enough to walk alone long enough until the world catches up. Keep going, keep trusting, keep building. The path may be lonely, but it's sacred. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more truth. And you, right now, are becoming the living embodiment of that truth. You are on the right path. Don't quit. Don't shrink. Don't wait. Own it. Walk it. Finish.